Howdy. So I go back to the channel. So if you ain't checking out my past videos, if you ain't checking out my past videos, man. If you ain't know, I upload videos every like every 3 to 4 days, you know what I'm saying? I give my videos time to, you know what I'm saying, make it around on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So after like 3 or 4 days, expect there to be a plethora of videos coming out for the next few days or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But today, we got a video from Everything Always. We got a shake up at Marvel.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fires. I'm sure some of you are like, what is going on with Mike's voice? I promise you, I was not up partying and screaming all night. My allergies are in overdrive, to say the least. My heart goes out to any of you who are also suffering right now, but everything is in bloom. There's pollen everywhere, including inside me, and that's why I sound like this. So that being said, I'm sure some of you saw the news breaking late last night. There were major Marvel layoffs. Disney, but Marvel specifically. And depending on where you saw the news and from what editorial, there were different...
Bro, you know how, bro, if companies like Marvel is laying people off, bro, something is going on, bro. There's something bigger going on, bro. If Disney, Marvel, or if they laying people off, bro, not firing, laying people off. Usually layoffs means like we have to let some people go to make sure we can do what we can for the people that we do have. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this is bad, bro. What's going on, bro? Somebody didn't leak the pic or something like that, bro. Something had to have happened to all these layoffs. Bro, it's somebody's fault.
Things being reported.
Fault, bro.
We are going to break it down for you exactly what happened yesterday. We sort of knew this was coming. I'll explain why, and then we'll talk about what the actual direct impact on Marvel Studios and their movies going forward is. It's not great. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to...
I just thought about it, bro. Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday didn't even come out yet, and they have these huge layoffs, bro. This really could be bad for these movies, bro. And it's making me wonder, like, is anything going to change now that we don't have some of these people that may have been a part of these projects? You know what I'm saying? This scared me, bro, because we had a lot of good news, you know what I'm saying? A lot of good rumors and all that about Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, Brand New Day, Black Panther 3, another Doctor Strange movie. I've been hearing about the Midnight Sun, bro. And now we hearing about them having layoffs. Bros, all these plans that we was hearing about in the past, is all this shit about to change? Is this going to affect Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day, bro? And how big is it going to affect those two movies, bro? We need to know. We need to know now.
Walt Disney Company announced massive layoffs this week to streamline operations, according to a memo from new CEO Josh D'Amaro. The cuts will affect about 1,000 employees across all arms of Disney's media holdings, including studios, TV networks, sports, and experiences. One division...
Bro, they said 1,000 employees across all arms. That means, look, Disney's media holdings, that's 1,000. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, including studios... Who knows how many studios, but I'll just say one. That's 1,000 employees there. TV networks, 2,000. Sports, 3,000. And experiences, 4,000, bro. That's about, I might be wrong, so I'm just saying, bro, like, I don't know, that's about 4,000 people off rip, bro, that they getting rid of, bro. And when they saying experiences, bro, I'm guessing they probably talking about, like, the Disney parks and the Disney stores that they may have. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. What's going on, bro? Disney is supposed to be like one of the... They supposed to have bread, bro. And if they making layoffs, bro, that means... I'm thinking that means they ain't got as much bread as we thought they did. Or at least they're about to lose some, or they planning on spending a lot. And they need to make sure, you know, they got enough to handle certain things. So they like, we finna lay some people off, make this purchase. And if we got, you know, we'll hire them people back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they do, you know, who knows? Why would they do this though? Is it only because the company's losing the money? Because you know, as far as I know, that's the reason why layoffs happen, you know, because they don't have enough money to pay these employees. So they got to make some layoffs to make sure they can pay their other employees, you know. But is that the only reason why they would have layoffs at a job? Y'all let me know.
Hard is Marvel, which is losing staff from both the New York and Burbank offices across most areas of the organization, including film and TV production, comics, franchise, finance, and legal. That includes the nearly entire Academy Award-winning visual department team at Marvel Studios. These are the artists, illustrating, award-winning visual departments in legal. That includes the nearly entire Academy Award-winning visual department team at Marvel Studios. These are the artists, illustrators, character designers, environment designers, and other technical specialists responsible for the look of Marvel's film and television productions. From the Avengers...
It's over. It's over, bro. These are Academy Award-winning visual artists, bro. And they got rid of them. Usually in a layoff, they get rid of the people that it's like, yeah, we need them, but not as much as we need these people. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they are paying these actors like $300 million, you know? So maybe, I'm telling you, bro, maybe this is the reason why they doing it. Maybe they gonna hire all these people back after Spider-Man Brand New Day drop or after Avengers Doomsday drop, because then they gonna make a lot of money from those movies. Maybe with that money they gonna hire all these people back. Maybe all these people they just laid off, they probably gave them some like unemployment type, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, y'all chill, don't go nowhere. After these 2 movies drop, we hiring y'all back, so don't trip. You know what I'm saying? We just need to let y'all go so we can stack up some bread and make some shake. You know what I'm saying? Because who's to say? Maybe these visual artists did what they had to do with the 2 movies that's about to drop. You know what I'm saying? The 2 biggest movies, I believe, the 2 biggest movies of the year that's about to drop, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they already did what they had to do, so it was like, for this, they like, okay, we can lay them off, let them have their vacation. This is their vacation. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say that, bro. Because I want to have some faith that Marvel is still going to be great.
Galaxy this is to before the movie. Many have been with Marvel for a decade or more. Nearly the entire department has been let go, with crazy, only a skeleton crew of full-time production staff remaining in place to coordinate the hiring of resources on a per-project basis. Nearly the entire department has been let go, with only a skeleton crew of full-time production staff remaining in place to coordinate the hiring of resources on a per-project basis. Reports and social media posts discussing the layoffs begin...
Wait, so is he saying, are they saying from now on they're going to hire depending on what they're working on? So I guess it's like they trying to like say whenever we hire somebody, it's gonna be like a gig type thing. You know what I'm saying? So whenever they hire somebody, they're gonna have work. You know what I'm saying? When they're hired, and then when they're not hired, that's pretty much their vacation. Kind of like if it's like, say I'm hired, right, and I have a set schedule. I got 4 days of work and I'm off 3 days, but they still gotta pay me. You know what I'm saying? Because I have that set schedule and I'm a full-time employee, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to if I have a gig, I'm only getting paid for that day, those amount of hours or whatever the case is. Maybe is that what they talking about? How they trying to go about it now? Because if so, maybe that might help them save money. Or it might help them get the best people on board, you know what I'm saying? Because then you gotta think about it. Now everybody's fighting for a spot. Like if they only getting gigs, they gonna be like, bro, we gotta make sure we getting hired for this gig all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta give our best work. As opposed to if it's like, well, I know I'm gonna come to work next week, so I'm just not gonna try this. It's Friday, I'm chilling. I ain't gonna really try. I'll be back next week. As opposed to somebody who got a gig, bro, they gonna try because that's the only time they gonna have that job until the next time come around. Because somebody else could get that job. You get what I'm saying? They're not full-time employees. I guess that's what they trying to. That's what I'm thinking they trying to do, bro. Hand out gigs instead of full-time employees. You know what I mean?
Circulating on public and private channels.
That's what I'm
midday Tuesday. Sources familiar with the layoffs say that this was largely due to the previously announced reduction in the Marvel Studios production slate, along with the general cost-cutting and workforce reductions announced by Disney. It does not appear
that's pretty, bro. This is pretty much what I'm saying, bro. Look. It was due to the fact that there wasn't as much on the slate, like it wasn't many TV shows and all that stuff coming out. It was less work, but like I said, they will still have to pay those employees because they're full-time employees, as opposed to people who got gigs. They don't have to pay them if ain't nothing coming out. You know what I'm saying? Or if ain't nothing to work on. That's pretty much what they do, bro. I'm telling you, I did not watch this video before I watched this video. I did not read it before bro read it out loud for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Marvel hired me,
these specific jobs were eliminated for reasons involving AI, which has been a driver behind the shakeups in the creative industries. Okay, so as Forbes went on to Apple, which has been a driver behind the shakeups in the creative, were eliminated for reasons involving AI, which has been a driver behind the shakeups in the creative
AI
industries.
Is not the reason.
Okay, so as Forbes went on to aptly point out, we knew layoffs were coming across the board. Disney had announced as such, and they just changed over CEOs. The new CEO's directive is to come in and make this company much slimmer. As they said, they want the departments to be more agile, but this is what it really boils down to. Not only were there going to be layoffs across the board at Disney, Marvel Studios' slate is contracting quite a bit. And where they were always pushing to release a brand new live-action film basically every 4 months or 3 times a year, that's not happening anymore. Deadpool and Wolverine was the only movie in its year, Avengers Secret Wars will be the only movie next year, and I would be surprised if we get more than 2 movies per year, as they said that they're going to follow, and really only 1 or 2 live-action TV shows, plus some animated shows. So Disney's attempt to explain this is, well, hey, we've only got 2 movies a year, 1 or 2 live-action TV shows, where our visual development team was working around the clock because we had 3 movies, 3 or 4 TV shows. We just don't need that many people
now we don't have
all year round to be working on these films. Maybe somewhere inherently there may be some truth to that, but the way that I read this, the way that I look at it, and being a super fan before anything else, this really has me worried, because these are the artists who have basically built the MCU, the architects for the visual thing that we're seeing. And if
y'all making layoffs, you would think they wouldn't make no layoffs to some people who won some bro. They won some awards, bro. You wouldn't think those would be the people that get laid off. You would think it would be more so like the extras that probably got full-time employment. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe somebody who worked at the front desk of the office. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I just feel like the people they laid off was the wrong people. You know? Like, they could have chose some other people. Not trying to be fucked up, but I'm just saying, like, layoffs is going to happen every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the system, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But it just feel like they didn't really put much thought into the group that they were going to lay off. Like, why would y'all lay off the people who work on the visual effects and shit on the movies, bro, and the Academy Award, bro? Who made this call, bro? I'm not blaming Kevin Feige, bro. I'm not blaming the Russo bros. Who made this decision? It had to be somebody up at Disney, bro. Who made this decision, bro?
Anything I'm telling you, it had to be recreate that sort of experience in overnight. When a new artist sits down to work on Marvel stuff, it is very different than the artist who's been at Marvel for a while, who worked on Shang-Chi, who worked on Black Panther, who worked on Captain America.
Bro, they worked on all these movies.
Remembered what worked, remembered what didn't, and wants to keep details in line. So there is a sincerely cohesive feel to the MCU and the cinematic universe that we're watching. Now, I'm sure when they say they're going to keep on people and then do it by contract basis only, that they'll want to rehire some of these exact talented artists. An artist myself who has freelanced for quite some time in my life, to have a full-time job with a company as an artist, and then for them to tell me that, hey, we still want to hire you in the future, but you're going to go back to freelance, I could definitely see some or a lot of these artists just looking for a different full-time job and leaving the MCU.
I'm telling y'all now, pockets are yelling. Pockets are yelling right now, bro. Their pockets are yelling and swinging in the air, bro. Because like he said, bro, imagine being with a company for a long time. Wait, hold on. Let me fix this real quick, though. Okay, there. Because imagine being with a company for a long time, right? And y'all ain't got no beef as far as we know, we don't know if they have any inside beef. So I'm gonna just say everything been groovy. You know what I'm saying? They say everything been groovy, bro, between them and everything for a long time. They've been working on a lot of projects that's been hella successful. You know what I'm saying? They played a big role in that. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of years, and then out of nowhere, just like, oh yeah, next week y'all got to go back to doing y'all freelance. We not. And I have a feeling they didn't give no explanation either, for real. I really do. I really feel like they all got emails while they was chilling at the house, at the crib. And they was probably getting prepared to go to work. And they saw the email and they was like, bro, what the fuck? Because you got to think about it, bro. These people are most likely getting offers from a lot of other companies and stuff as they're working on all these other things. And they're probably turning down these companies. They like, bro, we loyal to Marvel, bro. We got a whole contract going on with them, bro. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We locked down with them. So then they messing up other relationships that they possibly could have had because they were trying to stay loyal. Man, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. And you know they was real loyal because they won some academy, bro. They won awards, bro. They put in blood, sweat, and tears, bro. And y'all just, if we being honest, bro, y'all pretty much just threw some shit back in their face, bro. That's how I feel. And a lot of these people might be older too, so they might not even have, I ain't gonna say the drive or anything like that, but they probably like, damn, I wanted to spend my last few years on Marvel. You feel me? I wanted to retire with Marvel. But now I gotta look for something else to retire in, you know what I'm saying? I could retire now, but I want to make a little bit more bread. I'm telling you, bro, this most likely messed up a lot of their plans, like a lot of these people's plans. Probably messed up vacation, Christmas. Nigga, bro.
DU and Disney all together. It'll be very, very curious to see how the shakeup works and who ends up getting credit on these future films. How much of this workforce does end up changing over. But at a time when Marvel needed wins, at a time when Marvel needed to get back to what they were doing correctly, and to a universe that was built on the back of a lot of these ideas from these artists, I am very genuinely surprised, especially at the timing. Again, we knew it was coming, but very genuinely surprised that they gutted basically their entire visual development department. These are the guys who are generating all the great ideas for the costumes, for the universe, for some of the scenes, for the action. These were the guys who were coming up with the stuff that they would choose from to make these great movies. And if they think they're going to be able to replace that with AI, they have another thing coming. Yeah, AI can generate HD scenes, but it can't generate actual artistic choice, and that's why you can usually tell an AI photo or video right when you see it, or when you hear AI music from Suno, you know it, because there is a certain marker of AI that just doesn't feel genuine, that isn't an artistic expression basically of any kind. It's just a recompiling of other art that has come on the back of human artists. This is, to me, one of those things where we may see Marvel actually reverse course and hire some more full-time visual artists in the future. But I will say this, and it's definitely a sign of things to come.
Came from
momentum is a real thing. You may not be able to put your finger on it and describe it perfectly in all sort of situations, but it's noticeable when it's there. Like in a sports game when
DC, pick them up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I've been, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all can't say y'all ain't been seeing it that much either, bro. I've been seeing whenever it's like something going on with DC or actor leaves DC, they end up going to Marvel to do something. Or when somebody leaves from Marvel, they end up going to DC. You know what I'm saying? They be like sharing actors and shit sometimes. You feel me, bro? If I'm a part of the visual effects team and all that stuff from Marvel and I just got laid off, bro, I'm sending to the whole group chat, the visual group chat, bro, like, hey, let's go talk to James Gunn and let's go talk to them over there, bro. Let's go see what's up with DC. Let's go see what's up with DC, bro. DC, it's fair game. It's fair game, bro. Y'all laid them off. It's fair game. DC, bro, y'all got a great opportunity to pick up an elite squad, bro.
Or say for Marvel Studios, whose brand was catching momentum for sure, maybe peaking with Avengers Endgame, but then struggled to find that same momentum, and during the multiverse saga, it started going the opposite way. And in a world of entertainment where staying consistent is absolutely necessary, but staying the same is hardly ever enough to cut it, you're either rising or falling. Right now, Marvel Studios needed to figure out a way on how to get that rising momentum back, and maybe they have. And maybe cutting back the number of TV shows and films that they're doing makes sense. Maybe Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars are going to deliver the way we want them to. Maybe the X-Men reboot.
And when I say animated, I think if the TV shows are animated, bro, I think the characters that play the live action the actors that play the live action, I think the live action actors should play the voice actors of their characters in the animated shows or movies. You know what I'm saying? Because it will save the company's money doing that by having them stay, because it can just be a part of the contract, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I think that live action actors should be the voice actors of their animated versions of themselves, you know what I'm saying? I really do think that. And I really think we should have more animated stuff coming out. Like, when I say animated, I mean like 3D animation too. You know what I'm saying? 3D animated movies is hard. I don't know what it is. I love 3D animated TV shows, bro. It's so hard.
The next phase is going to kick off perfectly with X-Men and Black Panther 3. And we're going to be right back where we were. But in order to maintain that rising momentum, they need to retain the artists who got us there in the first place. And this to me seems like, well, we'll do cutbacks to make it more affordable, but in that sense, you might just keep the downward spiral going because you're cutting some of the main artists who were at the backbone of creating all these visuals in the first place. And so for me, this is my biggest fear about the visual consistency in the MCU. Maybe they are able to rehire some of these artists on a contract basis, or maybe they bring in new artists.
I'm telling you, bro, it's probably gonna be like gigs.
And maybe things start to not look as connected as they should because you don't have the same people generating the base idea for how the universe looks, how the action sequences work, and how the costumes work.
I mean, maybe the change up would be good. Maybe they got somebody
that will be just as good or better suited for a product. Or maybe.
But I truly believe, bro. Y'all let me know down in the comments, bro. What reason do y'all think? Why do y'all think they fired this group of people, bro? Because this is a good group of people that has made Marvel very watchable for us. You know what I'm saying? So why would they lay off these people? It had to have been some beef going on, bro. These group of people had to have done something. Leaked some probably made a rumor in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? Leaked some photos in the group chat. Something, bro. Disrespected one of the homies. Bro, it had to be something, bro. Try to get at one of the... Bro, it had to be something, bro. I don't think they would have just done that just because, bro. Why these group of people out of all people? Why them?